1981, I got my first computer, a Sinclair ZX81. Have you heard about it? It's a real beauty, with a kilobyte of RAM with a memory extension to 16 kilobytes. Back then, this was huge. If you didn't handle it correctly, the memory was wiped and you had to start all over. There and then, my passion for technology was born. So imagine my excitement when I got the chance to move to Silicon Valley 35 years later. It was wild to see the birth ground of the tech industry. I saw firsthand how industries were disrupted by new technology. I also encountered a totally different mindset. A mindset that anything is possible with a belief that tech has a solution to every single problem. For me who loves tech, it was super exciting to be in the middle of this mindset that anything is possible. Especially when big data, artificial intelligence, and virtual reality started to take off. I'm extra passionate about AI, and as you know, the more data you have, the more exciting things you can do. One industry that has so much information but hasn't yet utilized the value are banks. Let's face it, not much has happened in the last 20 years. But what they don't realize is that they have access to richer data than Google and Facebook. When Google is creating an ad for us as end users, they know our current location, demographics like where we live, our age, as well as our interests and desires based on our searches. However, they're missing a critical piece of information, and that is where you ended up buying in the end. The banks have this data. They know where you purchased your trip, where you traveled, who you make your car payments to, or where you're getting your daily coffee. But it doesn't stop there. They also know your income, your spending behavior, which large assets you own, and how much you can afford. Banks need to learn from players like Facebook and Google to utilize the data to bring value to the customer. What if the banks use their information to give me a customized, personalized experience anywhere I want in real time? I would like to have a customized experience to adjust and choose how and when I interact with the bank. It can be simple but powerful settings like which accounts I want to see on an overview page and what display language I'm checking my app in. But I also like things like possibility to put spending limits on my credit card, and maybe even more, to put a spending limit on my kids' debit cards. Like, why can I not directly in my banking app save money with a provider who actually gives me interest? Or why can't I find a mortgage provider that suits my needs the best? Or why can I not order lunch directly from my app? On the other hand, a personalized experience is more sophisticated. Here I get a unique offering in real time, tailored individually to me. This can be done using AI analytics from PSD2 in combination with geolocation, merchant data, and all other data the bank has. Let's say that you walk by your coffee shop where you take a cappuccino every single morning. Suddenly your phone pings, and wow, today you get your coffee for free. So why didn't that happen to me this morning when I passed my favorite coffee shop? It is technically possible. Who wouldn't love to get this unique, personalized, and highly relevant offer? I know I would. Since my bank also knows my income and financial health, and maybe they even know that I'm planning a getaway weekend to Paris with my wife, then I could get a different push notification. This time it will say, "Hey Fredrik, instead of getting your morning coffee, would you rather save that 45 kronas and be one step closer to your getaway weekend?" Or why not combine the two? If you still have a decent amount of money left on the day before payday, you can be encouraged to save some money for a rainy day or that getaway weekend. At the same time, on payday, get a notification to treat yourself to that favorite coffee of yours. With AI and analytics, the possibilities to create personalized and relevant offers are endless. But it must be valuable to me as a customer because it's my data, not the bank's data, not the merchant's data, not the fintech's data. It's our data. It's my data. I choose what data I'm willing to give up depending on the value I get in return. Don't forget that. You choose what's valuable to you. To understand how banking might look in the future, we can look at what's happening right now in retail. The industry is going through a massive change from offline to online shopping. Do you remember the last time you went to the mall? Did it reflect that most malls have the same set of stores? You have your H&M, Stadium, Clas Ohlson, and so on. Sure, sometimes there are a few shops that are unique, but typically quite few. This is the same all over the world. Today, more and more people shop online. They have almost an unlimited number of stores to choose from and a much wider selection of products. Some of the large players have been good at adapting to online transition, like H&M. But for us as a consumer, this opens up a whole new world. I can buy anything I want from any brand that I wish to, from anywhere in the world, and have it delivered straight to my door. The possibilities are endless, but at the same time, it creates frustration. Because there are so many shops online, so it's hard to find the needle in the haystack. And which of these specialized vendors can be trusted to deliver on quality they promise and on time? To create some structure in all this shopping, super shopping apps have emerged to create one place to shop from all these stores, like Amazon and Alibaba. And we can see the same trend in banking, with the traditional banks like SEB, Handelsbanken, Swedbank, and Nordea. They're like the large stores in the mall. At the same time, small online specialized banking apps are popping up, just like in online shopping. Let me give you an example. When I do my everyday shopping, I can use Rocker. It gives me a really good experience because I can pay with my finger. I don't have to remember PIN codes. When I need a loan for my business, I can use Froda or Fidelta, and they might actually give me a loan. And they can give me a loan with an attractive rate. When I travel, I always use Revolut, as they deliver an attractive experience and really low exchange rates. When I want to save long-term in mutual funds, I can use an AI robot like Fundler. When I make my online payments, Klarna gives me the best personalized, and they also give me relevant rewards and offers, and so on. You get the point. I believe that we'll not only have one bank, one house bank in the future. We will have several apps or banks that offer the best experience for our needs. However, this can get quite messy to use all these different apps and services in all the different apps. And you might even lose control over your finances. Experience is everything. That's why I would love to have a super banking app as a starting point for my banking tasks. One place, one app, where I make all my payments, save in funds, apply for a loan, or even pay my friend for that lunch. We're already seeing this in China with apps like WeChat and Alipay. We don't really see it in the West yet. The suppliers within this super app will cater to many different needs. It would be a marketplace for all my financials. With this many vendors within the app, you will be guided to pick the best option. This can be done through price comparisons, recommendations, and ratings of the vendor. just like it's done in other apps today like Amazon and Bookings.com. However, there's a key difference here. When it comes to financial choices and data, privacy and security are even more critical. Therefore, a super app in banking will rise. For banks and fintechs, I believe that there are two possible scenarios for you to survive in the future. Either you become the super app or you're part of the super app. But everyone needs to start to think, how can I be part of the ecosystem? As a bank, if you haven't already, you need to start to collaborate with startups, everything from fintech to clean tech to any tech, to be able to offer relevant, personalized services. Because one thing is given. There are so many improvements and new relevant offerings just waiting to be created. As a bank of the future, you will need a modern, flexible, cloud-native core banking platform. You need a platform where you can start small and scale fast. Most services are done by the end user, or should be done by the end user, or should be automated. Whatever the way the end user prefers. But it also has to be quick, smooth, and convenient. And you need to be able to deliver new features and experiences at a much higher pace and a much lower cost than you do today. You need to have a platform where you can develop, launch, and test new products and services at hyper speed to market. At the same time, you need to be able to quickly change and adapt to your end users' needs and desires in order to succeed. And most importantly, you need someone that can connect you to the best players in the ever-growing and changing ecosystem. And this is exactly what we at Vilja offers in our platform. So, how will you bring real value to your customers? As I mentioned earlier, experience is everything. So what will you do to make your customers feel special and choose you? Regardless of what you decide to do, you need to be fully transparent. You need to create a banking app that your customers trust with their money, and you definitely need to respect their data. Don't forget to give real value to your customer and always with their integrity preserved. This is something that your customers not only expect, but they rightfully deserve. And always remember, it's not the bank's data, or the fintech's data, or the merchant's data. It's the end user's data. It's our data. It's your data. It's my data. Thank you.